Everyone, welcome to Tuesday with Tanya Live. It is so great to be with you today. Today is a little bit of a different live and training and almost like a workshop. I don't know if you want to call it like a hot seat that we're doing today. I don't know if you saw the actual post, the email that we sent out as well. We put big announcements in our Facebook groups because we're doing something very special today that I think that you guys will grab a lot of value out of. So what I am actually going to be doing is I'm going to be working with two of my entrepreneur friends and students, and they have different businesses, different niches, but they're both growing their business online using social media and attracting buyers. And I'm going to actually be working with them today live. You can actually see like a live behind the scenes coaching session. And what I'm going to be doing for my two dear friends is I'm going to be helping them to come up with high value content ideas that are perfect for their brand, their business to attract perfect buyers for their products and services. So if you have a business, if you have products and services that you sell and you're using social media to attract buyers, or you want to use social media to attract buyers, today is going to be a really action-packed call that I think all of you guys are going to find value in. And I want to also bring you in on this coaching session, if you will. We'll call it a hot seat. How about that? We'll call it a hot seat. And so what I want to do is you're going to see behind the scenes as I extract some questions from these entrepreneurs, and I ask them a little bit about their business, what it is that they're selling, some of their benefits, and who it is that they're trying to attract. Now, they may or may not know who they want to attract for their business, but they might. So I'll help navigate that. And then I'm going to show you some of my places and some of my thought processes around how I research topic ideas to create high value content around, so that you guys can see me do this for other people and not just me and my business. You guys are probably sick and tired of hearing about me and my business. And I'm frankly tired of talking about just me and my business. I actually really want to show you guys. Neil, my friend, what's up, my friend? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you for a while. Michelle, how's it going? Okay, so you guys are distracting me with all of your amazing hellos. I love it. So let me know in the comment section where you're viewing in from. Let me know what type of business or products or services that you sell, because we're gonna get like juicy today. We're gonna give a lot of examples, and I bet you a lot of you guys are gonna have similar businesses or similar target audiences as two of my entrepreneur friends that I'm gonna bring out and I'm gonna introduce in a minute. And I think this will the ideas that I help them create to attract perfect buyers will also help you in your business. So if okay, cool. Oh my gosh, some of you guys are like next door to me in North. I'm coming at you from North Carolina. I'm on High Rock Lake in North Carolina. It's great to be with you guys. Isn't this cool that we can just broadcast from anywhere in the entire world? Okay. If you have anybody that you know would find value in this type of a hot seat session or training, and maybe you know that they're trying to build a business online and they have to attract customers and buyers and clients, then share this with them. If you have a Facebook group and you're on Facebook, smash the share button, type shared in the comment section below. I'll give you a share shout out if I see that come through. And I'd be most grateful if you shared. It definitely helps us to get our message out there to more people. But it will absolutely help the people that you're around as well. And my hope is that they'll come back and say, thank you so much for sharing that broadcast with me. And if we're meeting each other for the very first time, it is so great to meet you. My name's Tanya Eliza, and I help you grow your brand, grow your business, and grow your influence online using social media so that you can design a lifestyle that you love. So everything that I teach has a lot of leverage and automation behind it. And I just want to start before I bring out my guests and I get to introduce them and we get to work. You guys get to see how I come up with these ideas so you guys can take this back into your business. I want to let you know that right now, and this is going to be revolved a lot around the sessions that we're going to be doing all week. By the way, I'm doing these hot seats every day until Friday. So Friday's the last day. I'll do these hot seats with 2 entrepreneurs each session. I'll show you how I dive in and figure out topics with them. But we're going to be doing these. And the reason why we're doing them, I'll be completely transparent and honest with you. The reason why we're doing them is I just opened the doors to the Ultimate Branding Blueprint, which is one of my signature courses that helps you to build your brand and build your using my content marketing strategy to attract buyers through your website and blog. So if you don't have a website or a blog yet, or maybe you do have one and it's not really converting customers and buyers, I want you to check out, and I'll put this link up here and I'm going to keep it up here the whole time, even as we navigate through everything. So I want you guys to check out the Ultimate Branding Blueprint and see if it's right for you and your business, because I have created a multiple 7-figure brand and business using this strategy that I teach in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. You get to see exactly everything that's included, all of the bonuses that we've loaded it up for this open enrollment period. And by the way, enrollment closes completely, and then we work with our next group of students on December 2nd, okay, which is Friday, by the way. And so if you want to get in and you want to get maybe in on a chance on these hot seats that we're doing all week, then go check it out, snapshot it, maybe make a note to look at it after the broadcast is done, get these tips, meet some of my students, and then go get this for your business, because it will absolutely be life-changing. It's the best Christmas present you could ever get yourself or get somebody else if you're looking to buy somebody else a Christmas present as well. And just to put it in perspective, guys, if you learn how to do this strategy that I'm going to teach you, I'm going to give you phase 1 of the strategy today. If you learn how to do this strategy for your business and you do it consistently, there's some pretty magical things that can happen by creating just one high value content piece for your business to attract buyers every week. And you guys see me do this, right? If you follow me, if you're tuned into the YouTube show, if you're tuned into the podcast, you know that I create one piece of content every single week that's strategically designed in a way to bring me leads and sales. And I've been doing that since 2014. It's tried and true, and it contributes to about $25,000 to $40,000 per week consistently in our brand and business. Not to mention a lot of other benefits that go along with building your brand and positioning yourself professionally online. You get asked to do podcast interviews, which is great podcast brand exposure. You get asked to be in books. You get asked to be on Facebook live shows. You get asked to speak on stages and masterminds. The sky is literally the limit if you build your brand properly. And that's exactly why I created the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. So if you don't have it yet, go get it. If you have it and you're maybe a student of ours, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know how long you've been a student of ours in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. If you love it, hopefully you do. I know we put a lot of effort into that thing. And so I hope you guys go check it out. And if it feels right for your business, I really hope that you get it and you join us while we have open cart. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to dive in. Okay, I want to dive in, and I'm going to bring out both of our guests at the same time. And I'm going to introduce them, and then I'm going to work with each of them individually. I'm going to extract some information. They're going to tell me a little bit about their business and their brand. And then I'm going to work with them to work. We're going to probably see how much time we have, but at least 3 to 4, maybe 5 high value content pieces each and every 3 to 5 high value content pieces all together for their brand. I was looking at some of the comments that came in and it threw me off. Joined last week and I need to get going ASAP. Tina, welcome. Okay, just got it. A lot of you guys are getting it and joining this session that we have going around in 2022. I love it. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of fun in that group. Okay, so I have talked enough. I am going to introduce you first to my friend. And all of my clients and online family, they become my friend. I mean, if you guys reach out, you know, I'm really personable and I love just getting to know you a little bit more. So my friend Dean, okay. So Dean is here. I'm going to also bring out at the same time my friend Benjamin. Benjamin, Dean, it is great to be with you guys here. I am so excited, by the way, to dive in and work on getting you guys some high value content ideas to help you attract buyers for your business. I know you guys can probably already do this on your own, but hey, if you learn something new, like that's the life changer. Maybe that's the golden nugget that can be like amazing, right? So Dean, I want you to do us a favor. Briefly introduce yourself. Where are you from and what is your business? And tell me a little bit about who you're trying to attract as far as your best clients and customers.
Hey, rock stars, Dean here, and I'm from Turks and Caicos Islands in the Caribbean. My business in a nutshell is digital marketing, and I'm more focused now in the direction because I'm pivoting into video confidence, right? Who am I trying to attract? Those aspiring entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in general, more so network marketers, course creators, just entrepreneurs in general who just want to skyrocket their brand, build their influence, and generate income online.
Cool. And I see you on Instagram and you're doing these, you do these workout and fitness challenges. So you also have a health and wellness arm of your brand as well, which is totally cool. You can have many arms of your brand. Is there a reason why a health and wellness is an arm of your brand specifically? Is it a passion? Is it also a second business for you? I'm curious because I know there's a lot of health and wellness people that are always on my call. That's why I asked.
Definitely a health and wellness. A couple years ago, I came across this quote, "Your health is your wealth." So I always try to keep that in the back of my mind, but more so even the forefront that in order for me to be able to generate the wealth, I always got to prioritize the health. So it doesn't matter where I go or what direction I pivot in, health is gonna always be, in my backpack. So yeah, I get a kick out of working out and just sharing that with people so that they could go on that journey with me.
Cool. And there's a lot of network marketers that I have on the call too. So this is going to be good because a lot of people get that hang up of like, okay, I've got two things that I could promote. I can promote the business or I can promote products. Like, which direction do I go? And you don't necessarily have to go in one direction. When you build a brand and when you understand who it is that you're talking to, you can have multiple groups of people that you talk to. You can create many different kinds of content that'll serve those little cohorts of people and have all different arms of your brand. And we call those like multiple opportunities, multiple streams of income as well. Okay, cool. So I love that. And I know a little bit about your tribe. We're going to dive in a minute. Benjamin, and then by the way, how do we know each other? Let everybody know how we know each other. Your story is so radical. I love it.
So I came across Tanya a couple of years ago on YouTube, and I want you guys to understand I was in a very fragile place because I'm coming from network marketing, but now pivoting, right? And I came across one video, and that one video led me into stalking her channel. I got into her world, and I've been hooked ever since, And I have to give credit to Tanya because my total success in network marketing is due to the strategies that she taught. And, that success involves me creating a multi-six-figure network marketing business, built that in over 13 different countries worldwide. And now that's kind of like the foundation as to where I go next because I'm transitioning, like I said, from more so network marketing to more digital marketing to create a greater impact. So yeah.
I love it. And that's a huge deal. And you guys pay attention to that. He found me by finding one of my YouTube videos. That was a form of high value content that I create on a weekly basis. And look at the outcome. It's incredible. And sometimes you don't even know the outcome that you're having, the impact that you're having with people. Some people reach out and tell you, but a lot of people also don't. And that's okay too. Okay. So Benjamin, where are you from? Tell us a little bit about your business. How do we know each other?
My story is very similar to Dean. I am in Southern Oregon. And I was an international teacher, living a bucket list life, moved back home to Southern Oregon to be around family while we still can. I can always go back overseas, but seeing family, that's a limited time. And living in the US was really hard for me. International was super fun, but I started to just feel the grind as a teacher and recognized that I needed to make a really big shift. So I needed to do some serious learning about how it was that I was going to build my entrepreneurial life. And I came across you, and that was totally transformative. I was able to basically, I'm Southern Oregon's best artist, voted 2 years in a row, Southern Oregon Magazine, and just living my dream life as a successful artist and entrepreneur. So what I'm doing here now, the next level of my service to the world, which I am just lit on fire by, is the Stoke Tribe. And what we do is I love helping overworked and burned out professionals, teachers and service workers get to be a Stokepreneur like myself in 7 simple steps without sacrificing lifestyle, time, or money on things that just don't work, because you can't put a price on freedom and life is short, So that's where this is going now. And it has been amazing. I've already got people that are having the success that I had. And so it's just thrilling to see it working. And I can't wait to build this system of being able to reach more people. So exciting.
Cool. And everyone has goodness in you. Like, you guys all have goodness. You have good products, you have good services, you've got a good message. It even goes beyond like what you sell. It's like how you can help people in the world and that impact that you can have, right? So we have, and Benjamin is one of my VIP clients. So we get to talk daily on Voxer. And I really been helping him hone in that message, because when he came to me, he's like, I have this vision and I have this idea. He's like, I just don't know how to market it. I don't know who to market it to so that somebody will pay attention. He has people inside of his community that are just like raving fans of all of what he does for them. So we talked about like, hey, what do you how did you get on this journey? How did you get on this path? And he's like, well, I was a burnt out teacher. And I was like, do you not think other burnt out teachers might be in the same shoes you were, or maybe you're burnt out and like, maybe you could help them? And so that was one cohort of people that we started with originally creating content for and building up that little group of people inside his community. But we even widened it a little bit more. And I said, well, instead of just teachers, why don't we just open it up to burnt out professionals? Like, there's tons of professionals that have great jobs and they're just freaking burnt out, right? I was one of those people 13 years ago in the finance industry. My husband, Ricky, was one of those people a year and a bit ago in a 15-year career that he made tons of money in. It's just freaking burned out, right? So there's tons of people that you can help with your message, and keep that in mind. Like, for those of you that might be in network marketing, that might be a really cool tribe for you, because you actually have a vehicle that you can help burnt out professionals with. And professionals, by the way, are a really cool group of people to surround yourself with, because their mindset is typically like go-getter, overachiever. Like, they're just looking always for growth opportunities. And as the business owner in that niche and in that kind of like cohort of people with your tribe, that is a really good kind of pool to be swimming in. You got really a lot of cool people that you're going to be surrounded with.
Tanya, can I share a synchronicity that was just amazing yesterday? We had just had this conversation, like, I want to serve everyone. And if you serve everyone, you serve no one, right?
Yeah. And
so we were having this mastermind yesterday after we had the conversation, which, but being able to contact you every day has been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you. So one of the women in my group community, Stoke Tribe, her name is Jamie, and she was going through the problems that she's having. And that is that she's now making more money in just 2 months per hour than she did as a teacher. And I was like, oh my goodness, you're a teacher. This is what we were talking about. And it just, all the dots came together, and it really crystallized with that, which was, like I needed to get hit over the head by it to really see it.
I know everybody thinks like they have, including myself. I mean, if you think about your products, you're so biased to your products and services. You're like, they are for everybody, right? Like everybody. But if you try to create content for everyone, your message is very vanilla and it doesn't stand out and it doesn't speak to the needs, wants, and desires of that specific tribe. And I know this because I have had brand transition myself, whereas I used to just speak to network marketers so I could use their lingo. I would be like recruiting, prospecting, and network marketers be like, yes, that's me. And then we started to use a little bit more vague language like, hey, build your business online using social media, only because I wanted to help more entrepreneurs. So we noticed like a shift in like our marketing. We had to really, the more niche that we can speak, and you don't have to always speak in that tongue, but the more niche you can speak, the better your conversions are going to be, the stronger your relationships are going to be online. So just some things that I would think about. And I love that you made that point. And we're going to get into a minute coming up with some high value content, but this is really important. Before you create your high value content, like Benjamin said, you have got to know who it is you're creating the content for. So in the comment section below, and if you guys are enjoying this, if you're on Facebook, hearts, thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, I'm actually broadcasting on my YouTube today, which is awesome. And so if you're on my YouTube, give it a like, give it a share even, that would be great. It does help the broadcast. Let me know in the comment section below, what is your tribe? Do you know who your tribe is? Like, do you know who you're creating content for? Because that's kind of the first thing that you've got to know before you can go out there and build a brand. You got to ask yourself, like, who am I attracting? Because if you try to attract everyone, you attract no one. And we don't want that. We want you to stand out. That is why in every single one of the programs that I have, including the Ultimate Branding Blueprint, it's one of the very first things that I go over with you in the program, teaching you how to come up with exactly who your tribe is, understanding their needs, wants, and desires, so you know how to speak that language back to them in the content that you're creating. And that is a absolute must-have. Doesn't have to be overcomplicated, but you have to know a little bit of who your tribe is so you create the right content that people convert with you by, or they know you by. Like, hey, you are the go-to person for XYZ information. And this is the cohort of people that are around this type of person. So with Dean, we have entrepreneurs and business owners, I would say, because you're teaching digital marketing now because you have successfully implemented digital marketing for your network marketing business and created a multiple six-figure income in doing so. I think that's fabulous. Why not expand? And then you also have an arm of your business, which is health and wellness as well. So if anybody wants health and wellness type information, they can go to Dean for that as well. And he also has products and services that can lend itself nicely to that arm of which Dean has part of his brand. Multiple streams of income are always great. Then we have Benjamin. Benjamin has a tribe that people pay. Is it a monthly subscription for? So
monthly or annually.
So you got probably a sweet deal for annual. And then, yeah, okay. So you have a subscription plan where people can be a part of your community called the Stoke Tribe. The Stoke Tribe specifically helps people break free, I would say, of the status quo of burnout, and you help them to generate other sources of revenue so that they can, if they want to, alleviate some burnout in their professional careers. So these are all really great things. So now we understand who it is that we're trying to attract. Now what we have to do is we have to create content that actually will attract that person and go, ooh, that's me. Let me take the next step with you. Now for me, and this is what I teach in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint, you guys, I create one piece of high value content each week. That's it. I don't create content every day, one high value piece of content. Part of that process in creating the high value piece of content is to come up with topic ideas for my audience, which I think some people think that this is really hard. And I'm going to show you how easy it can be, because literally in less than 20 minutes, you could have an entire month or 2 months worth of content ideas that you're going to produce. And I'll show you how to produce them as well. I'll show you what it looks like on my website, so you guys can like copy and paste if you want. Don't copy, but like model, right? Model how I do it. But I want to show you why it works so well behind the scenes, pulling back the curtains, real life, not just talking anymore, we're showing. Okay, so here's what I do. So let's start with Dean. If I was Dean, here's what I would do. My entrepreneur people. Now, Dean, let me ask you some questions about your entrepreneur tribe. Okay. What are some of the things that they are already searching for on, let's say, Google or YouTube?
How to be confident on video, how to present themselves, how to just be more confident in general, how to find quick ways to generate income online, how to get over the fear of live video, how to deal with tech overwhelm, imposter syndrome, and the entire works.
Okay, so we're specifically, if you were doing a segment, we would maybe call this a content segment of entrepreneurs doing video for their brand and business. That could be a segment of it. There's so many segments, by the way, the sky's the limit. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly what I would do. I'm going to show my screen if I don't mess it up. YouTube is actually one of my favorite research tools. Okay, so if we're over on YouTube, and I was at a loss. Like Dean sounds like he knows his audience pretty well. And he could probably come up with a ton of ideas, but sometimes you get a block. Like sometimes if you've been creating content for years and years and years, especially for me, I'm like, I don't really know what to create for my audience. So why would I sit there and like pound my head against the brick wall? No pun intended, Dean. You got white brick wall over there. I'm gonna actually go and do a little research and see what people are already creating or seeing what people are already liking. YouTube is my favorite because you can see how many views videos have. And the more views a video has, that means the more popular that piece of content is. And you can piggyback off of work that's already been done. I'm going to very much leave a big disclaimer here. Do not copy anybody's content. Do not plagiarize or copy, but you can model and you can get ideas. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I would say. So let's say here you want to do entrepreneur video and see. Okay, now I want to show you something here. When you start typing in YouTube, you start getting something that's called YouTube Suggest. Google Suggest also does the same thing if you do this in Google. So you start getting YouTube suggested terms, and the YouTube suggested terms that are all here, by the way. Okay, these are all suggested. What they are derived from is people searching for that term. So basically, YouTube is suggesting when you start typing terms that other people are already searching for at a great level, right? So, and you can kind of look down these. And sometimes what I do when I start typing is I start looking down and I go, is there anything there relevant that I could create for my audience from the YouTube Suggest? Sometimes there is, and sometimes there's not. Okay, so maybe I'm going to do what Dean says, how to be more confident on, and then here's some suggest on camera. So that could be one. Or you said on video, how to be more confident on video or in video. All right. So then what happens when you do the search, you're going to have all of these videos that have titles of them. And some of them, again, are going to be relevant to the initial thing that you were searching for. Some of them are not going to be relevant. Not a big deal. Okay. You're just going to kind of go over and you're going to start reading some of these headlines and you're going to start grabbing some ideas. So for example, how to be more confident on video for YouTube. That's very specific. 7 easy steps. So maybe you go, okay, that has 93,000 views. Of course it does. It's my girl, Vanessa Lau. But let's just say that you want to use that as an idea. So you could say how to be more confident on video for Facebook Lives. 5 easy steps. Okay, so that could be a content idea. you could even say 7 ways to, or 5 ways, whatever, how many ways. The numbered ways are very catchy. This is why they're good in titles for content. So this is why people use them, right? It tells people like, what are they all going to get? It's very quantifiably specific. So basically what you could say is 5 ways to sell your products and services using video without being on video.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you had an entrepreneur that was like, oh my gosh, I hate being on video. Like I'm scared to death. There's no way in heck I'm going to be on video. No big deal. If you had a piece of content that told them, hey, you can still do video without being on video, and you can sell more of your products and services, they would be like, heck yes. Like, give me the thing. Now he's attracting his tribe with that piece of content, right? So I'm just coming up with topic ideas first. The first is topic ideas. Yes.
And you know what would even sweeten it more, because there's a lot of people that are introverts, so they're afraid of camera. So even if we slide introvert right in there somewhere, that would even make it more magical. You know, how to be more confident on video, even if you're an introvert.
Yes, exactly. And I love it. And that's I did an introvert titled topic before, and it blew up. And I was like, whoa, I've got a lot of introverts. I'm an introvert too, by nature. It doesn't seem like it, but I am. But that's exactly true. So in this video is, or this piece of content, how to sell on video without being on video, my introverts listen up, or whatever, right? And then, so you're coming up with topic ideas. So then we could, I mean, you could go for days on, you could just do this. I mean, I know what's really important to be, to an entrepreneur. You have to think about what's really important to an entrepreneur. Well, they want to sell more of their products and services. They want to make more money online. They want to market themselves online, right? So how to sell your products online, on Instagram, in retail stores, maybe if that's relevant to you, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Pinterest. Maybe a lot of these are relevant to what Dean is talking about and the audience that he's attracting. Okay. So 5 hot tips to attract buyers on Pinterest. 4 hot tips to that help you sell your products on Instagram without having to do funny dance videos. Maybe that would be something I would be totally interested in. I'm like, yes, like that is me. Like my people know, like I'm not going to teach dancing on camera. I like building the business professionally. No knock on people who dance, but it's just not me. Like I can't. My dancing turns people off. You don't even want to tune in on that.
I think I saw one of your videos where you danced and it was rocking.
Yeah. I think that's the hottest one that's out now.
That was rocking.
Honestly, you guys know, like there's like a no. My mouse just died. Oh no. Okay, we got it. I think we're good. Let me see what I can do. Did we get it back? Okay, I'm connected. Perfect. So yeah, no, that was a total mock video. That was fun. I told my husband, I was like, babe, I twerked on video, and it like we're running ads to that video. And he was like, okay. He was like, that's horrible. And I was like, I know, but people are laughing their butts off, right? It's funny. So yeah, but okay. So we've got like several ideas here for your, also too, you could even have, if you wanted to do this, and let's say you were attracting entrepreneurs, but let's say you also wanted to attract entrepreneurs that also had an interest towards health and wellness. Well, how do you do this? Well, you got to think about, okay, what's important to an entrepreneur? I know for me, I'm like a high functioning entrepreneur, and sometimes our work takes the place of us taking care, like self-care. This happens. People burn out. And so how do we have that work-life balance? Or how do you plan your day to still have self-care as an entrepreneur, right? These are all sorts of things that you can think about. So how to have, and this would be also a good one, Benjamin, for you. Look at one of the very first ones that came up. Boom. How to have work-life balance.
Yeah.
How can we make that more juicy and sexy, I like to call it, as far as a topic? So we can kind of see what other people are doing here. I always like to look at the views, because sometimes just because it comes at the top doesn't mean it's had the most views. It just means that it's search engine optimized more than the ones below it. So I always like, for this specific activity on coming up with topic ideas, what I like to do is I like to find the ones on the first page that come up that actually have the most views, because then I know like the most people really have loved this content. And that's all that matters to me as a content creator at the moment when I'm coming up with these topic ideas. So if you guys are getting value, let us know. And if you guys are having some good ideas, maybe for Benjamin and Dean, let us know what some good topic ideas would be. Let's collaborate together. This is a workshop style, right? This is good. I like this one. Work-life balance, working mom schedule plus routine tips. Very specific. And you will notice that the more specifics, more like niche that you go, typically the views will be a little less, but not always, but it's natural. But this is still probably a really good topic if that, say, you had working moms as a group of people that you really wanted to attract. Work-life balance as a, overstrung entrepreneur, something like that, right? Is there really such a thing as work-life balance? I like that.
Maybe we could throw to reduce burnout in there somewhere, because
Yeah.
people will gravitate towards, how they're able to find ways to reduce the burnout.
Yep, exactly. 100% to reduce burnout. I don't know why that they don't have this here. How to have work-life balance and reduce burnout. Five daily activities that take less than 10 minutes a day to implement is very specific. So the more specific, I will say this, when you are creating content ideas, if you're vague, you're vanilla. Okay, remember that. Vague equals vanilla. Nobody wants to be vanilla unless you're a vanilla cake, and you are not a vanilla cake.
Oh, I like that. Vanilla, that means specific is sugar.
Yes, specific is the icing. Okay. So basically, if you are very specific, and don't stress out about this, just keep in mind, like, creating content, you got to start somewhere. The more you create, the better you get. So in the beginning, my content was a little bit more vanilla than it is today, but we live and learn. So basically what I'm doing is I'm like, okay, I'll come up with the topic. And then what I might do is I might say to myself, that's a good topic. How can I make that more specific? And my way of saying specific is juicy and sexy. So people know me in my world. I say juicy and sexy. How can we make them more juicy and sexy? Those are trigger words for me. It gets people thinking, like, specific's boring. Specific is vanilla. Juicy and sexy is not. So how do we make that more juicy and sexy, right? So like we said, so I would say, 3 ways to avoid professional burnout and have good work-life balance, right? Oh. Another thing for, let's say, Benjamin, we can kind of tag team this a little bit, but Benjamin, you could say you had a lot of success stories already in your community, right? One of them was about a gal that has, what was the increase in income there that she had? She
wasn't specific about it. I needed to follow up with her, but it's more than she was making as a teacher.
Yeah. So how this former burnt out teacher, this would be a third party story that I actually share as a really valuable piece of content that makes sales in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. So we have a bonus in there that shows you my top 5 selling post types. And one of them is called the third-party stories. So third-party testimonials are very powerful. So anytime you have any of those, you can share them. And so it would be, I would do a post type for you a content type that says how this former, or I don't know if former is the right word, but how this burnt out teacher was able to 2x her income in X amount of time. And that's going to be like, people are going to be curious, like, what did she do? That sounds like me. And then they're going to come into your world and you're going to attract your potential perfect buyers. Okay. Because now, good. Oh my gosh. So good comments. I have so many third-party stories. Like, honestly, these third-party stories are really, really great way, but there's 5 different kinds that work really well. We could also, so how many do we have, Dean? Like 10 now, like 10 pieces of content, like different variations of the same as well. You can do, how to grow your business on TikTok, how to grow your business, how do you attract buyers, like you can go a little cray, right? It's awesome. If you're in weight loss, so Dean also has an arm of his business, and I want to share this because I know a lot of you guys might be in health and wellness as well. There's a good chunk always in health and wellness on the call. So Dean has a health and wellness arm as well. And Dean, what's one of the products that you sell as far as your health and wellness company? What's the benefit of one of the product packages that you guys sell?
Vitamins.
Okay,
And
so you guys are in
whole vitamins. Yeah.
What is it? It's the blender?
It's a whole vitamin, like a
100
100
vitamin. Okay, I was like Vitamix. I'm like, I got one of those. It's a whole vitamin. Okay, cool. What are the benefits of the whole vitamin? What does it do for people?
Oh, for me, because I share the benefits for me when I drink this. It just gives me like a youthfulness feeling that it is so hard to explain. You gotta literally experience it for yourself. All you need is just a tablespoon per day, and it's really delicious. Nothing yucky, because I was very skeptical of how it would taste, but yeah.
Okay, so guess what? If you guys are in health and wellness, by the way, there's a lot of competition in health and wellness. So how do you sift through the health and wellness? Because Dean's multivitamin, his whole vitamin that he sells, how is that different from any other vitamin, right? So you got to think about, if people are in the market for a new vitamin for their daily routine, what are some of the things that they're sitting down in front of Google or YouTube searching? What are they researching? What are some of the terms? So Dean, what would be one of the terms that anybody who's in the market for a new vitamin, or they're doing research on vitamins, what do you think some of the things they would be searching for in YouTube or Google?
They lack the energy and they want to stop nodding off halfway throughout the day, like falling asleep.
Okay. It's very simple. How to have more energy. Okay. And then look at the suggests first. Okay. We're going to dive into being a little bit more specific. How to have more energy throughout the day, how to have more energy in the morning, how to have more energy in the gym. These are all topic ideas that you could totally riff off of, right? How to have more energy for football when you wake up. I don't know, Dean, you look like a football player. Maybe a football player could identify with you really well. I don't know.
I get that a lot.
How to have more energy and motivation, right? How to have more energy when running, how to have more energy in dance. These are all sorts of things that they might be searching for. So how to have more energy throughout the day. Let's just go a little bit more specific on that. And you could, this guy's sharing my secret to never running out of energy. Do you think we could make that a little bit more sexy? But like, look, 710,000 views. The video was posted 1 year ago. There's definitely people that are interested in this. So as simple as keeping the topic and title, my secret to never running out of energy, that would be people are looking for this kind of stuff. So people that are looking for more energy, and you do high value content on your secret to never running out of energy, you talk about the benefits, maybe what you used to be like before you're using your product, now what life is like after using your product and why you love it, and then have a call to action for people to learn more about your product, right? I'm going to show you the construction of this in a minute. Okay. 5 ways to have 10 times more energy throughout the day. What if you were like 10 ways to have more energy? Or what if you were like, hey, 7 foods to incorporate in your next grocery visit, supermarket visit so that you have more energy throughout the day. And 7 simple foods to include in your diet throughout the week to have more energy naturally throughout the day. And then you give that value, right? You're like, hey, this food is amazing for extra energy. This food is amazing for extra energy. This food is amazing for extra energy. Now we have a call to action. Oh, by the way, if you want to know my favorite and my most prized secret for more energy that I get to kind of regain throughout the day, I want to share with you a supplement that I've incorporated X amount of years ago. And here's specifically how it's helped me. And then you have your call to action to that. All right. How to stop being tired all the time, right? That's an idea. You could, how to stop being tired at 1 p.m. and needing to reach for your 4th cup of coffee. We just made it a little bit more sexy and juicy. And then you create the content. Now, these are topic ideas. Okay. And then what you do with the topic ideas, you create the content. But the content, by the way, okay, the content is very easy. You don't even have to know if you know how to create the content, you can be like, here's the 5 ways. But if you don't know how to create the content from the topic and give the value, guess what? A YouTube video can tell you how to do it. Guess what? You get some ideas from Google. They're going to tell you how to do it as well. And then basically you're like, hey, I did some research. This is what I found. You don't have to be the expert to create the content. You just have to be the expert researcher and journalist. Essentially, as you're a journalist, you're going out there and like, figuring this stuff out. Now, if you have some proprietary things that you like to include in your content, for sure, by all means, but not all of us are super experts. And I'm not a super expert in everything, but I know I'm a super expert in using Google, right? So, Benjamin, what are some of the things that your busy, burnout, working professionals are searching for on YouTube or Google? What are they already searching for?
I would love to know that.
Oh, wow.
They definitely need more energy as well.
Everyone
most of them
needs
are probably,
energy, looks like, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of those things that we already spoke about probably fit, I wrote those down as things that I'm probably going to do the YouTube suggest in regards to.
Yeah.
But if I look back to, where I was at, I was looking at the entrepreneurial journey or the side hustle. I knew that I was going to the cave that I feared most, which was becoming a professional artist. And so that meant that I needed to learn what that was. What does it mean? How do I become a professional artist and have a small business? And so I'm a little, trepidatious to say that every person that I'm going to serve is going to be looking for that, But
yes, and you don't have to serve everybody with that one piece of content. This is why you create weekly content, and you're going to hit on some notes on some week, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious. Let me ask the community that's on, and then I've got some really good ideas that I'm going to share with you, and I'll show you how to extract this, because there might be some people that are in the same position. They're like, well, I don't really know what they're searching for. So then how do we figure out what they're searching for and what's important to them, right?
I love that.
So yeah, so this is good, because this is where
might be even struggling too with time management. They might be struggling with that.
Yes. Yeah, so many things. Yeah. So you guys if you're watching live, in the comments, let me know what you think. You think Benjamin's tribe, his perfect audience that he's trying to attract, his professional, burnt out, overworked professionals, what are they interested in? What are they searching for? What's important to them? And exactly. So Bianca says, how to shift from a recreational artist to the professional artist, making a post asking what they might struggle with most. Yes, you could also do that inside your community. So some of us have communities of our target audience, i.e. a Facebook group or or even just a Instagram audience or whatever. You could survey your audience and say, hey, as a busy professional that may or may not be burnt out at the moment, what are the things that keep you up at night? What are the things that you're maybe challenged with right now? I don't like the word struggle, so you'll hardly ever hear me use the word struggle because I never want to attract people who are struggling. I want to attract people who are maybe challenged, but I'm very careful with the word struggling. You guys you'll see that a lot. I suggest you take that into your brands. But okay, so cool. Would something like 5 ways of having a delicious dinner on a table? Let's showcase this one for a minute. Janice, thanks for sharing. Would something like 5 ways of having a delicious dinner on the table in under 20 minutes, even if you're exhausted from a full day of work? I love it. Janice, high fives, girl. You are getting this. This is awesome. Yep. George shares very simple steps to become a pro artist. I love it. Deborah's got a good one. As a previous burnt out corporate person, I was searching for some calm, peace, and quiet. Something that we may not think about, but honestly, Deborah's saying, I was that person. So this is exactly what she was searching for. So I would start searching on YouTube for calm, peace, meditation, like who knows, like absolutely. Ways to raise your low iron levels or increase my energy. Cool. Okay. Ideas. These are all ideas. And then we conceptualize, right? Montez, my man, how's it going, friend? How to get better sleep to wake feeling energetic, vibrant, and well rested. Examples: drink rosemary tea before bed. So he's getting into his content. I like that.
Montez sounds like he's a UBB rock star.
He is. Montez takes over that group with good value. I love it. Just like you, Dean. I love it. After the 9 to 5 job, 3 ways how to relax and take time for yourself. Pam, spot on. I love it. Bianca says ways to bring down stress and anxiety. Bianca works with us here at TanyaEliza.com. So she is on it. She's adding value. I love it. She says, hey, Montez, I struggle with timing, task, and feeling like, oh, this is good. So Sasha says, I struggle with timing my tasks and feeling like I never get anything done. Learning how to time block would be great. See, we don't have to just pigeonhole ourselves into one thing. Like once you understand who your tribe is, you can market and you can create content for them of any shape or form that's going to serve that target audience. It could be time management. Let's see what comes up. Time management tips, techniques, time management strategies. And then we got a lot here. 7 time management strategies for increased productivity. I would say if you're going to create content, you can be a little bit vague with this, or you can be audience specific sometimes. Mm-hmm. So you might choose to say 6 effective time management strategies for teachers. If you wanted to attract teachers, and you can even add a little bit more juice to that and say, so that you can clock out at 3 and go do the things you love for the rest of the night versus still working till the next morning. Something along those lines. Like, what teachers go through. Also, another thing is you can then have another piece of content that is the same tips and value, essentially 7 time management tips for burnt out real estate professionals, whatever, right? Because that might be maybe you're thinking about, okay, maybe you put a game plan in place for your Stoke tribe and you're like, hey, I want to focus for the month of December. I really want to focus on getting more busy, focused, driven real estate professionals in my community. And then you go to create that month's worth of content to attract those types of people. And then maybe for January, you're like, I want to focus on teachers now, and I want to get this cohort of people in the group. Maybe for February, you make a plan and you're like, I really want to attract, burnt out financial services people, I don't know, like insurance people, brokers. You just like think about the world a little bit right now and who you can stand up and serve best, right? I know definitely there's a lot of ones on YouTube about like burnt out Wall Street, people, and I don't know, like they're stressed, right? So if you think about like all of the different cohorts of people, and then you could also give meal plan ideas, anything to make like save them time or make them money or save them money. Those are kind of like the big gems in content creation.
Tanya, may I
Yes.
jump in real quick? So I want to share a little bit about what we do in the community, just to kind of give a little more insight into what it is, like what my biggest offer is, because I feel like that might help to direct this investigation a little bit.
It does and it doesn't.
Okay.
So it does and it doesn't, and I'll explain to you why. Because it's not about what you sell so much. It is a little bit.
Right.
But it's about the community that you're building. And then from that community, people will take the next step with you.
Gotcha.
So if you understand, like, okay, I want to build a community of, let's say you start with your brand. I mean, you can build many cohorts of communities, but you want to start with one so that you can really hone in and like really speak to that community. And then your call to action could really be anything. Once you have the community, you have the opportunity to not only sell your products or services that you offer right now, but you also have the opportunity to offer and recommend other things, affiliate products, books that would be relevant to your target audience. You could go on Amazon and set up an affiliate account. And something that I've done, and sometimes if I think in my content, maybe I could recommend a book that makes sense to the topic that I'm talking about in my content. And then I could also sell that, and I could offer that. Maybe that would help them. So then you have all these like additional things that you can offer and help that specific group of people, not just like your thing that you're selling. It could be so much more than that, because it's about the community.
So it's kind of like basically building like a value bank of content where you add so much value that people have no choice but to say, you know what, hey, I want to go to that next step with you, and I remember where I was, Tanya, being a rookie, and you turned me into a rock star, literally, but while we're on the topic of community, and community is so important, I remember when it was just hard sells in the community. And after I discovered you, and then, the Ultimate Branding Blueprint, and with me learning how to build a brand versus promote products or push services out there, it made things so much more easier because I showed up offering value to my community. I'm offering benefits, I'm offering tips. And then what happened, it created like a domino effect where my inbox became unbearable. So it's like I didn't have to go and look for the people. The people came to me because what you taught me was how to not just go fishing, but to present yourself in a way where you become so attractive so that you start to attract your tribe of people. And, I really appreciate that.
That's cool. Thank you for sharing. And that is the whole concept. And that's exactly why, you guys, like, shameless plug, but like that is exactly why I created the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. Because if you're brand new and you're coming online and you're just going on Facebook and you're posting, or you're doing reels, or you're doing stories, and you're not creating high value content for your audience, and I'll show you how to post this high value content in a minute, because there is a way to do it properly so that it works for you and it brings you buyers and leads all automatically, right? So there's so many people that are getting online and they're like just posting, and they're like, I'm posting and I'm posting and I'm posting, but I'm not getting any business, and I'm trying to sell my products, and people tell me to post this and tell me to post that, and then they're not getting the results. I'm like, okay, but how are you adding value and attracting your tribe and then asking for the next step. It's like most people are out there that are like posting and they're wanting to get married before they date. So it's like, hey, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. By the way, I haven't given you any value yet, but buy my stuff. And that works in very small instances for a very small, short period of time. And then that burns out because you have to give value. You have to help people, I believe, if you ever want to even earn the right to get money from somebody, right? Like I do these lives every single week. I do content every single week, multiple 7-figure business, and I'm giving away stuff for free. But I'm like, I'm cool with asking for the sale because I give so much value. Like and it also like raises my confidence a little bit when I'm like, hey, I recommend that you do this because here's why and here's how it will help you. And I know that I have earned that right to ask for the sale because I have helped and I've given enough value. You can't go make a withdrawal from your bank if you're not putting deposits in. And so what you have to do is understand, okay, who is it that you're trying to attract? And then what content are you going to create in this little, workaround today, this workshop, this hot seat? I just want you to see how freaking simple it is to go find ideas to create content. Doesn't have to be rocket science. You just have to go out there and get the ideas to create content to attract that tribe. Now, the question is, and I'm going to also, Benjamin and Dean are going to ask me any questions that they have as well. So I'll leave that open for you guys to also dive a little bit deeper if you want while we're on. But you've got to know what to do with that content. Before I show you that though, Benjamin, I was thinking about this before we even hit record or went live today. How to build a side business. That's a really hot topic for busy professionals right now. And this is exactly what you teach in the Stoke Tribe as well, based on your path, being a teacher and then having a passion of wanting to be an artist. But then you're like, well, how the frick do I make money with this passion? Right? It's like, you have a passion but you're like, how do I also monetize this thing? So then you go on a path of learning and now you're teaching other people how to do the same thing. That's brilliant. So if you actually shared your story or you grabbed a bunch of content ideas on, like you talked about this one I love right here, side hustle with full-time job. So 7 best side hustles that make $100 per day. These are very specific. The 13 best side hustles to start. I love it. So these could be ideas for you for the content, right? Tons, right?
That's what I was initially thinking as well, was side hustle, extra income type of thing.
Yes. Yeah. And then you just have to ask yourself, like, there's a lot of people out there doing that. So how do you stand out and be different? And my suggestion for you would be, maybe to see if we can get a little bit more niche as a teacher or create that content and see how it goes. So here you go. What do 6-figure teachers do? Top side hustles for teachers, alternative careers for teachers, 16,000 views. So even though the views are smaller, it's so targeted that it's so amazing. Like all of those 16,000 views were teachers that wanted to side hustle, which would be absolutely perfect for like your people.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And then you could also do the same thing. It's like 6-figure side hustle ideas for busy working professionals. If you wanted to just get a little bit more vague with it, it's not too vanilla, but it's opening up your net a little bit beyond just like teachers. But I think like we were talking about in Voxer, it's important for you to start where you know. And if you know really what teachers are going through, you were a teacher, they can identify with you so much. They can build that relationship and be like, oh my gosh, Benjamin gets me. He was like me at one point, right? Mm-hmm. There's power in that. There really is. So what I want to actually share with you guys what to do. So the first part of this is like figuring out the content ideas that are going to bring you potential perfect buyers. Like after this, you guys should have all really, really good ideas and like a list of them, like more than 5, like maybe 10. Maybe you have a half a year's worth of content ideas already in the bank and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Now the question becomes like, okay, Tanya, I've got these topic ideas. What do I do with them? Like, where do I post them? What do I do? Where do I post them to get the right amount of where do I post them that they're going to work for me for a long time? The problem with just putting content on social media is it's so noisy on social media and there's so much competition on social media that if you do your posts and you just do them on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube even, or wherever you're posting, your post will get shuffled down that busy newsfeed in a matter of hours, and it will no longer work for you. It has a lifespan of a few hours to a day at best. Does anybody else struggle with that when they're posting on social media, or is it just me? Right? Let me know in the comment section. You spent so much time.
Algorithm gremlins.
And then you figure out like, okay, I got to warm up this dang algorithm before I post. So let me go like and comment on a whole bunch of people's posts. Now you're like, da, 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 da. Okay, now make my post and hopefully people will see it. Wait a minute, like 4 likes, but I have like 5,000 friends, or I have like, it's insane. So social media is really cool as a vehicle, but it's not where you should be putting your high value content. So if you guys tune in to what I do each week, like this is the exact thing. So basically we have the blog, okay, my website and blog is the same as a website, whatever, right? But the blog role, by the way, is where I have all of what I call training episodes. My audience is entrepreneurs and business owners. Okay. So I like to call my blog, instead of it saying blog, I have it say training episodes. Dean might have his say training episodes as well. Benjamin, we would have to think about what we would call yours. It might be training episodes too. It could be learning episodes. If you're in health and wellness, it could be wellness tips, right? I just try to, blog is kind of vanilla, like, oh, blog. We call it something else. We just name it, right? So anyways, I have my training episodes 1 week at one day a week. I post the training episode. So I do 1 post a week, and I typically batch this. Okay. So basically what I do is I will take 1 day every 2 weeks and I'll come up with all my topic ideas. I'll come up with 3 to 4 topic ideas. I like to create about 3 to 4 pieces of content, 3 to 4 weeks worth of content in one 20-minute sitting. So I come up with the content and I do the idea, and then I script out the content. Really simple. Like you can either do, many people ask me, well, what form does the post on your website need to be? And so for me, it can be one of 3 things. It could be video. If you like doing video and you're on YouTube, you could put the YouTube video on your blog post as well as a little write-up. So I do that as well because I'm on YouTube. But it could also be a podcast. So if you're a podcaster, you do a little summary of your podcast, put it on the post. That would be a high value piece of content. Or it could just be text. Maybe you're not into video right now. Maybe you're not into audio right now. Maybe you will be in the future, but you could have your content just be text. So you'd have a headline, you'd write out the value, you'd give the value, and then you'd have a really good call to action. And I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to give you my format. And by the way, in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint, there's a bonus section that I actually give you my formatting checklist, and I give you a template that follows this formula. So basically you just upload the template to your site and I show you how to do it, and you just fill in the blanks. It's like as easy peasy as I've made it possible inside of this program. So basically, because I know this works so well, so let's see what we've got going on here. So there's a specific format. So typically I have a little image. Guys, The image takes me 30 seconds to create in Canva. All right. I've got templates for that for you guys. It doesn't need an image, but it's nice to have and it's eye catching, right? So then I talk a little bit about what I give the value. So if Benjamin, this was like a post and you were like, how to escape your 9 to 5 as a burnt out teacher, right? You're like, hey, my friend, I feel you. I was a burnt out teacher too. I'm here to give you 5 tips that'll help you escape that rat race a little bit if that's something that you're looking to do. Tip number 1, tip number 2, tip number 3, tip number 4. You just give the value, right? It doesn't take that long. It might take you 20 minutes to put this post together. Now, for me, I do either a video or podcast. If you're there yet, you do it. You can just embed your podcast player so people can listen to my podcast or watch my video right here. By the way, if you have a podcast or you have a YouTube show and you do not have a website or blog, you need one, because where's your content going to live, right? And I'll show you some other cool things. And then I have a call to action. So whatever your call to action is, it could be connect with me more on Facebook. And or you could say, I have a bonus, by the way, in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint, where I teach you how to put an application form on your blog. And the application form could, say, hey, fill out this application form for a free consultation, fill out this application form to learn more about escaping your 9 to 5, fill out this application form to do a free strategy session, insert blank, whatever business that you happen to be on. All right. So then I have a call to action button in the midway through my content. Don't wait all the way to the bottom of your content to put a call to action. Put it midway through and at the bottom of your content. That's a little strategy I learned along the way. So then again, I'm just delivering the value, give the tips that you said that you're going to give, all the things. It doesn't have to look super perfect, but you're giving away good value to help your audience. And then people are on your website and blog. They're like, wow, this person's professional. I trust this person. I'm going to share with you other things that people do. I have another call to action that is to do the next step with me. For a lot of you guys, the next step is going to be different. Let me ask Dean, what is your next step call to action when people are on your content? What do you get them to do?
They get the option to opt in for a freebie that is connected to whatever that post is about.
Cool. So
Yeah.
you've been through my training. So hey, a good idea is to build your email list. So give them a freebie. It can go to a lead magnet. It can go to a freebie. So it gets on your email list. It could go to your product purchase page. It could go to anything. What's the next step that you want your viewer to take with you? You're going to put that, and that should lead into either becoming a lead or a sale for your business. Benjamin, what would your call to action be? Do you have like an application form you get them to fill out, lead them into a Facebook group? What do you do? Oh, I can't hear you. You're muted. There we go.
It's this, my neighbors were making some noise. It's the same thing, basically. It's the freebie to learn the 7 essential steps to this process.
Cool.
And then that leads to the Stoke Tribe itself.
Cool.
Yep.
So tons of value. Value.
It's basically all the value minus the journey, basically. All the essential ideas.
Tons of value.
Yeah.
That is exactly how you get somebody to go, wow, you give so much value for free. I wonder what it's like to spend money with you.
Right.
And then they go, here's my money. Like, just take it.
Mhm.
Like, you've given me so much value. I kid you not. There's influencers that I follow online. Every single thing that they put out, even if I think that, oh, I kind of know what they're teaching in that program already, I kind of know that, I'll still buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because I want to support that influencer, because I get so much for free from them and I know how much hard work that is. And I'm like, okay, like I want to give you my money, like in any way possible. But if I could also learn one thing from you that changes my business, I'm all about that. Like all about it, right? Okay. So basically, this is where you post your content. You post it on your website and blog. And by the way, I give you all of the templates and video instruction to build a professional blog without knowing any code or any tech stuff whatsoever in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. It's pretty awesome, right, Dean? You've been through it.
And the UBB now is like such a breeze, because compared to when I got it and I built my first website, oh man, that took me months. But literally, because I'm pivoting and I'm shifting, I'm going back through the UBB right now, Ultimate Branding Blueprint, and I'm building a brand new blog, creating a brand new direction that I'm going in, and super exciting.
Yeah. And the cool thing is that as time passes, technology changes and it gets better and it gets easier. So now I have the ability, we just redid the entire program, and I have the ability to create and pre-design templates for my clients. And then I give them a link to the template. All they have to do is click the link and boom, it's loaded onto their site. And all they have to do is go change the colors if they want to change the colors, put their text in and change my pictures to their pictures. And then boom, you've got a website up for your business without spending thousands and thousands of dollars and going through months and months of revisions, or even wondering if it's set up right for marketing, because there's also websites out there that look gorgeous and beautiful, but they're not set up to make sales because the people who put these together don't understand marketing. And that's fine. They're designers. They don't understand marketing. But when you can manage, when you can put the two together, it's really, really powerful. But here's the magic, you guys. When you post the content on your website, then what happens is you're going to do micro pieces of content. And I teach you how to do this on social media. And you're like, hey, and you say, hey, if you guys would like to learn my multi-million-dollar content strategy, I just did a new post on my website about it that will help you. Go here. You share the link. They come to your content. They're looking at the content. They're getting the value. But guess what they're also doing without you even knowing it? They're building a relationship with you. They're building the know, like, and trust factor with you. They're looking at you now as a professional that should, that will help with business. And also they're building credibility with you as well. Even if you haven't even created success yet, this is all going on in the background. And then guess what is happening? They're going to go to your other pages and they're going to maybe learn about you because you have your about page. They're going to maybe apply to work with you because you have an application to work with you page on your website. Maybe they're going to learn about the other things that you also sell, your other programs, affiliate things, all sorts of things. It all houses right here on your website and blog. And that's why it's so important to post your high value content here and not on social media. Another thing that happens behind the scenes, you guys, is that once your high value content is posted, Google starts to find it and recognize it. And what happens over time is your stuff starts ranking in Google. And when people start searching for those things on Google, like we were searching for on YouTube, your posts on your website have the ability to show up and be in front of those people that are specifically looking for that topic, and your topic comes up and they come over to your blog and website. And so what happens is your content it has life forever. So every piece of content that you create is like a fishing line out in the water, right? It's a fishing line out in the water. And pretty soon you have 52 weeks out of the year. Each week you do a new piece of content, 52 pieces of content working for you. The second year you have 104. The second year after that, you have 208. At any point, that point, maybe you decide, I don't really want to do content anymore, but all of these other pieces of content that you've created are still working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, bringing you business, bringing you leads, as long as you have it put up correctly. So this is really important to have. And this is why you can hear it in my voice, like how passionate I am about the program and like what it can actually do for you. But I wanted to like help you guys also come up, whether you get the program or not, help you come up with really good content ideas for your audience, because it is really, really, really important to give value out in the marketplace before you even ask for the sale. Give the right value to create the right to build the right audience that's perfectly primed and ready for the products and services that you sell. This is how we've been able to build a multi-7-figure brand and business over the years. And it's hands down like my go-to when people are like, how do I get started? And I'm like, here you go, like go here. And so we do have enrollment open right now until Friday. And then after Friday enrollment closes, we work with the new group of people that are going to be in this student group, which I'm very excited for. Everybody has been pretty fabulous inside of our members area and pumped and excited. And that makes me feel good. So I want to ask Dean and Benjamin, is there anything that I missed that you still have a question on or how to do? This is your time with us, and other people might have these same questions as well. And we called this a power hour and we went a little bit over. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's fine, Tanya, in terms of the time, because you were adding so much value to the community. And there's just something about me when it comes to community. So I gotta shameless plug the community a bit, because our community is so awesome, and I love how there's so many persons that are at different level, but we help each other out. But my question would be, and maybe some persons are wondering, because I vividly remember when I was on the edge of that crossroad, trying to make the decision as to whether or not I should join UBB. And there was something that just pushed me off the edge. I don't know. What would you say to that one person, who is sitting on the edge, or the dean back then who took so long to make the decision, where that could have probably propelled me further than where I am right now? What would you say to Dean back then?
Oh, that's a good question. You put me on the spot. Well, what got you off the edge and like, I'm gonna do this, and then actually implement it too? Because that's part of the process is buying a program that will help you. But then another part of that is like actually implementing and committing to doing it. So what do you think it was for you?
Well, I think I got pushed twice, right? The first push was the fact that you were an introvert and I'm an introvert, right? As much as I don't look like an introvert, believe me, I'm an introvert. And secondly, you were in the finance industry, and I'm also in the banking industry. Have been a banking professional for the last 15 years. So that's the first push. The second push was when I made the plunge the first time with UBB after that first push. But then I hit a lid in my business, as in I couldn't grow any further than I was growing, because there was only so much of the company I could have promoted versus building an authentic brand or branding myself. So that was kind of the second push for me. So
That's
my
good to know.
income was at a certain level, and it would not pass this level, because everything just was stuck right there at a certain level in terms of where I was with the company. Yeah.
That's good to know. Yeah. I mean, and also too, like, I look at things totally different. When I first started my business, I looked at things as, oh my gosh, what's the expense going to be? And now I look at things as, what's the investment going to be? What's the ROI potential? Is there one thing that I could learn that could change my whole business? Just even if there's one thing, right? And so the minute success loves speed, and that's hard for me because I'm very analytical. I like to study things. I like to like research, and I like to make when it comes to like spending my money, like I'm very careful. That's just how I am. But for me in business, I have learned to be different. I've learned to say, I need to, number one, let me research the person that's trying to sell me something, right? I mean, it's important. Do they have success? And not only do they have success,
I stalked you.
living a lifestyle that I like, Yeah,
I stalked you.
Right. And then if you think about that, okay, you say you stalked me. So let's talk about everybody that's on this live right now. They probably want stalkers, like in a good way, not a weirdo stalker, but like they probably want stalkers too. But here's the thing. If you don't have anything for them to stock, where are they going to go? What are they going to do? So it took you a while to, like, you were on some of my videos, you saw the content that I was creating to make that decision. And so I at least gave you the opportunity to, like, say, hey, here I am, here's what I stand for. And then I made my recommendations and suggestions, and then you felt comfortable making those moves, right?
Mhm.
So that's my biggest goal that I want to have happen for my online family, is to be able to model exactly how I've been able to do that. I had a lot of success also in my network marketing business. So many people were asking me, what are you doing? That's why I created the Ultimate Branding Blueprint, was because so many people were asking me what I was doing. And so I, like, created these little tutorial videos as if I was, like, sitting next to you in your office at home, and we were beside each other, like having a glass of wine, and I'm walking you through all the steps. So I did it in a way where I could impact more people around the world, because I can't fly everywhere every week, right? So that's where the Ultimate Branding Blueprint was born. But you have to give somebody something to stock. That's like the best line here.
And you know what I love also, Tanya, and I got to give you credit, right? Because there's so many trainers out there that they tease you with the wow for you to be able to buy into the how. When you buy into the how, they want to sell you into the step by step. But I love the fact that one, you are so serious in a sense where you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk, you're in it day in and day out, you're being relevant, and you're taking us on that journey with you. If it's working, you come in and you show us, hey guys, this is what I'm doing, XYZ, and we follow suit. You mentioned your business being a seven-figure, multiple seven-figure brand and business, and that's what I'm aspiring to become, to do. And I feel good being around the campsite and the fireside. So taking that plunge, literally, I got hooked. I'm an avid student, lifelong learner, and I'm not going anywhere. And for those of you who are on the edge, borrow my belief, hold me accountable. Don't hold Tanya, okay? Hold me accountable and borrow my belief, and just take the plunge and just get on in the community, and let's just do UBB together, because I could tell you we got some great stuff that's coming up in the community.
Yeah, thank you, Dean, for that. And by the way, I do not pay Dean in anything. Okay, like I probably should after all that. He is literally just a amazing member of our community, and he's so active, and he does the work, and he helps. He's in the trenches helping our community. He sees the community. I couldn't ask for a better community. Like, our community is amazing. It's awesome. Benjamin, questions, help, suggestions. Oh, you're muted again. Your neighbors were being rowdy.
You do such a phenomenal job of laying out the coursework in just super simple ways that are like just no brainer. You're going to be successful at it if you just do the do. And so I really, really appreciate that. For anyone that hasn't jumped in and done one of your courses, they're phenomenal in that manner. Just the scaffolding is so good. I do have a question that might lie beyond the realm of today's conversation, because okay, cool. I feel pretty confident being speaking and being on YouTube, and I've been trying to figure out the best way to do, as a solopreneur, a YouTube, podcast, blog. I imagine there's a flow there, but I don't know what that is. And I've done some research, but I don't know if you could speak to that briefly, or if that's like in the next course.
No, I don't think I'm doing any courses right now. We like to take care of the ones we have.
Right on.
Those are my passions. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, for those of you guys that are even thinking about like, YouTube, podcast, whatever, I think I do a podcast. My very first podcast episode, I talk about this, and it took me forever and a day to do a podcast. I never was on the podcast wagon. And then I just recently got on the podcast wagon. The reason why I didn't do podcasting was because I did YouTube. And YouTube is the best way, I believe, to attract free leads and traffic and sales, combined with putting that YouTube video on your blog, because it's high value content. So I was like, okay, YouTube or podcast. And podcast, if you think about it, like, I always put this, my mom, if she's watching, she'll get a kick out of this. So I just kind of plug my mom here, but my mom is like, in her 60s now, like 60 years young, something like that. I can't remember exact date, but, she is not that technology savvy. Okay. Let's just say that. So my sister and I are always making fun of her that, like, she can never use her text to speech properly, because she'll just like talk, won't even look at it, hit send, will be like, what the heck are you saying, mother? Like, she doesn't get it, right? So I always think about this, like, if I was teaching anything that I teach to like my mom, or I am marketing in any way to like my mom, this is a really good benchmark. Like, would it work? Right. Because you have to, in marketing, you have to literally, and no disrespect to my mom, because she's not dumb, she's a very smart lady, but you literally have to dumb it down, grade 3 level. You have to make things very clear and understandable. Otherwise your marketing message will never be received. My mom and everybody else's mom probably watching this right now, they do not go and search for things in Apple, iPod music things, whatever, Apple Music or whatever. They're not going and searching like how to quit my 9-to-5 job in their podcast player. Like, they're not. So how am I going to attract a new audience unless I get on big shows, or big shows have me and we promote each other, which does happen. But YouTube, you have the ability to rank doing SEO on videos and get in front of like new audience. So for me, YouTube was the jam, and the podcast only came in play when I had a big audience that I wanted to keep around the campfire and have a real deep, good conversation with them. Because I don't really know if my podcast, I don't know if it has a goal to really bring new people into my world. It will eventually, I'm sure, but that's not really my goal with it right now. But YouTube is absolutely the thing that if you're going to do video or YouTube, you do, or video or podcast, you do video and put it on YouTube, because you get people searching there and finding you. Same thing with your blog content. You get people searching, they find your stuff.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. And the thing is that I will say, if you're going to do the work, I'm a big believer of working smart, not hard. So doing the least amount, minimum effective dose, doing the least amount of work possible and getting maximum result out of it. Because I'm lazy. I like my free time a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
Not lazy, but I like to be lazy. Let's just say that. So, so when you are thinking about a podcast, YouTube is not the platform for podcasting. People put their podcasts on YouTube, and if you're a Joe Rogan or somebody like that, they might tune in via YouTube, but typically they're going to be on a Joe Rogan show via Spotify, and they're going to be listening on that. YouTube is a platform to give high value content, like give education or entertainment. The podcast shows don't really do that well on YouTube unless you're really big, because you're just sitting there talking. YouTube is more of a platform, in my opinion, where you have a 12-minute maximum value video and you help people with something.
Gotcha.
That's what you do. Because the algorithm can be messed up with it can mess up your algorithm and data when you do a long show and people don't stay for the whole show. And if you're doing a 30 to 40 minute show and people don't stay for the whole show, your algorithm gets messed up and YouTube goes, well, people stayed for 10 minutes. They didn't stay for the full 30 or an hour. We're not really going to favor this video so much because we don't think people really like it. So then your algorithm gets messed up on YouTube, which is exactly why I don't post my Wired to Crush It podcast shows on YouTube. So And you should, if you do that, you would just create a separate channel. But that's just
Yeah.
too much work. I don't want to have
Yeah.
2 channels. One's enough.
Yeah, totally.
And what's so amazing, because you mentioned YouTube, so you're speaking my language now, because with the niche that I'm pivoting, which is like video confidence and camera confidence and all of that, it helps you to develop like what I like to call like skin in the game then, where
Yeah.
you're not so afraid, because you could use it like practice to become even better or even gooder, if that is the word. And that also builds the KLT factor, the know, like, and trust, which will allow your audience to let down their guards to even want to come into your world more.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm. Nice
absolutely.
put, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, you guys. We crushed it. I would say we crushed it. Thank you
No
guys. If you guys are on still and you're getting value, let Dean know, let Benjamin know. They are in the comments. Go and connect with them, ask them questions, maybe see what they're doing to get some ideas for like your own brand and business. I love showcasing and highlighting our community that's moving and shaking. Also, too, we'll be doing some more high value content sessions tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. And we have other business owners on that have other niches and other things that they're promoting as well. So it's going to be a really exciting week. Just another way to add value to my community, also add value to you guys. If you feel that it makes sense to come and join us inside of the Ultimate Branding Blueprint for your business, I promise I will completely over deliver, and it'll be 10 times or maybe 100 times worth your initial investment. I try to always do that in everything that I do. We also have a risk-free money back guarantee. So if you go to TanyaEliza.com/UBB, you can get all of the details there. But please make a note and set yourself a timer. If you're like a 5 out of 10 or more on like the scale of like, I want to be involved in this community and follow these steps, do it now, because we close enrollment completely. And that's not just like a marketing ploy or play. Like we literally close enrollment on Friday. And then I work with the new group and we're going to jam it out. It's going to be amazing. You guys are also amazing. Thank you for your time today. As entrepreneurs, time's so valuable. So thank you for adding so much value to our community. You always do. I love you for it. Thank you so much. I hope you connect with so many people that were on here, because there's definitely a lot of lives that we can change all together, not just
I'm
me.
sure, because my phone has been going off nonstop.
Yay! Wonderful. I hope everybody watching got a ton of value. I know we went longer, but I hope you got a ton
Someone
of value.
asked, how can I find Dean and Benjamin on social media?
There we go. Go connect with them in the comments. Have some fun with each other. We all lift each other up as entrepreneurs on the same mission to inspire and change a bunch of lives. I hope to see you guys in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. If it sounds like something could definitely help your business, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, pretty much same place. Bye
Yep.
for now, you guys. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Ciao.